This is Jack Marr. As part of our series on the 150th anniversary of the founding of Evergreen, Colorado, we're pleased to present this time capsule about the Hiwan Heritage Park and Museum. Dr. Mary Josepha Williams Douglas, known as Dr. Joe, opened a private sanitarium on Pearl Street in Denver in 1891. 2 years later, Dr. Joe purchased Evergreen property she dubbed Camp Neosho. After Dr. Joe and her mother, Mary Neosho Williams, purchased the Camp Neosho property, they hired local builder Jock Spence to convert a hay barn into a one-room cabin. About 1898, he enlarged the cabin by adding a 2-story octagonal tower to the front. There was also an addition in back, probably housing a summer kitchen and storage. The Douglases had Jock Spence expand Camp Neosho into a masterpiece of rustic log architecture with 25 rooms and numerous outbuildings. Dr. Joe's husband, Episcopalian priest Father Charles Winfred Douglas, was fascinated by southwestern native culture, making many treks through the Southwest to explore and collect native art. Their son, Eric Douglas, helped establish the Native Arts Collection at the Denver Art Museum. I am the grandson of Eric Douglas. We knew Eric Douglas as Poppy. That was his family name. And Eric was a pioneer in so many ways. Not only did he elevate and champion the art of Native Americans at a time when a lot of that art wasn't truly appreciated, but he also innovated the way in which it was going to be shown. So at the Denver Art Museum, he developed techniques that were really ahead of their time. And I'll just give you some quick examples. My grandfather always liked to say that the only people that really liked going to a museum back in the early 1900s were eggheads. He called them eggheads because a lot of the stuff, he said, was trapped under glass. And so he brought it out of those cabinets and he put it on top of pedestals and into niches. He would paint backgrounds to match where the object was coming from. If there was a Hopi seed pot, for example, he would try to make sure that the background reflected the clay that it was made with and the environment. He took these techniques and he just kept advancing them. And actually, a lot of what he pioneered back then in the 1920s and 30s is still in use today throughout the world in museums. Oklahoma oil man Darst Buchanan and his family became acquainted with Evergreen while attending an oil industry convention at the Troutdale Hotel in 1930. They purchased the old Camp Neosho property after Dr. Joe Douglas's death in 1938, renaming and expanding it as the Hiwan Ranch. Through sale and lease, the ranch eventually covered some 30,000 acres. Hiwan is an Anglo-Saxon term meaning members of a family household or religious house. The Buchanans maintained a herd of about 750 prize-winning Hiwan Hereford cattle, with grazing property not only in the Evergreen area, but down the hill in South Denver. By the 1960s, the Buchanans began to sell off parts of their ranch, including today's Elk Meadow Park, Hiwan Golf Club, and Buchanan Park. The new Jefferson County Open Space program bought the old Camp Neosho property, and it opened in August 1975 as the Hiwan Homestead Museum, with Heritage Grove next door as a popular spot for community events. The properties have operated ever since through a partnership between Jefferson County Open Space and Evergreen Mountain Area Historical Society. Placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974, the museum and grove are now known as Hiwan Heritage Park and Museum, celebrating 50 years of serving the public as a jewel of Evergreen and Jefferson County history. As Evergreen celebrates its 150th year, what was once a quiet haven of mountains and meadows has grown into a diverse community. Over the coming years, that community will continue to cherish its environment and create new opportunities. We look forward to the next sesquicentennial.